Welcome to episode 0.5 of the Crusaders Podcast. That's something we have just decided. Shush. Joined this week by InvisibleDizz, LancelotArcher, Techsnologic, and our special guest, the thpspgamer. How are we doing, guys? What's going on?
What's up? Long time no see.
Dude.
Oh god, this has got another sign. I can hear the freaking mark on the paper.
Hi, Mum. For the audio listeners.
For the audio listeners, he's saying hello to his mother.
Who's not going to be watching?
It's all right. I'll send her a copy.
Okay, cheers, man. Wait, you've got a number?
Yeah, man.
We'll screen cap it and send it to her.
No more questions.
No more questions. No more questions.
No more questions. So what's going on, Daz? What have you been up to, man?
In terms of Twitch and stuff, or
Just generally,
anything.
How have you been since the lockdown started? Let's go with that.
Things have been interesting. Work's been interesting, having to work from home to start with, and then as things have progressed, where I work, we decided to start doing things on site at the shop front, just with the door closed. So that's primarily what we're doing at the moment. We're actually seeing quite a lot of work come in, given the current situation and everyone wanting their computer equipment at the moment. So there's a lot of stuff coming in. So it's been steady, so surprisingly, given the climate at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you are okay saying it, what is the line of work that you're in?
I do IT repairs and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Something along the very similar lines to Tex, but I think he works in a bit more of a corporate environment. I work in a more of a retail environment.
Corporate dog, that Tex. Corporate dog.
So you're more of a hardware monkey than a software monkey?
Yes, I'm more of a hardware. Yeah. But I deal with my fair share of software problems.
Oh, my PC's got a virus because I downloaded too much porn.
I unfortunately also deal with a lot of software problems, but that's all we'll say about that.
Surprisingly, very few people have come in saying, "Oh, my virus for computer's knackered because I downloaded too much porn."
That's because they'll never admit to it.
It's quite boring in that respect. I'd rather more people did that because it'd be like, "Oh."
Well, where do you put it?
Watch the same videos.
Wow.
Let's see if we all sub to the same OnlyFans.
I still don't get that website. I mean, you can literally just Google boobies. Why am I going to pay someone to show me boobies? I don't get it.
Each to their own.
Exactly.
Indeed.
So, sorry. So yeah, Daz. Now let's talk about Twitch. Like, have you been on Twitch recently? What have you been doing there?
I'm more of a watcher than a streamer. I did have a period of time where I was streaming. Kind of work and mental health got in the way there, and for a long time I kind of dropped it. I streamed for a long time with Tex and Lance playing Borderlands. We were playing and streaming Borderlands for a long time. Call of Duty for a long time. But the streaming side of things, given what was happening with work and my overall mood, just kind of went down the pan, and I had absolutely no drive to do it anymore. I was having problems with the software, and I just kind of went, you know what, let's drop this for a bit and just stick to watching it, and I'll go back to it maybe a bit later if my mood changes. Things have improved considerably.
That's good.
And I am currently considering hopping back on the bandwagon shortly with something, but it's work in progress. I'm not sure what I'm going to come back with yet. I'd like to come back with certain content, but I need to see if I can find something that will stick, if that makes sense. So
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you essentially just need to just start with something and just work from there. That's it, really.
Yeah, I'm very much a variety person. I don't stay on the same game for long periods of time. I hop.
Yeah. Yeah, most people do that.
I mean, at the moment, I'm kind of stuck back on a game, but I've been hopping from game to game, and I do that a lot. That's just the way I am. I'll hop from one game, and then a new one will come out, and I'll hop to that, and then I'll go back to the other one, and it's all a bit all over the place. But yeah.
The life of a
To
variety
be fair,
streamer, my dude.
that's how a lot of us work anyway. In the fact, like obviously, like myself, I do Call of Duty on Thursdays, horror games on Fridays, Divinity Original Sin 2 with Lance, Freedom and Viking on Mondays, and then generally whatever I feel like on the weekends and stuff. But so you're not the only one that does that, and I think that is the majority of what Twitch is nowadays is variety streams, because for a lot of people it is so difficult to try and stick to just one game and try and get as much content out of that as absolutely possible.
I mean,
It just becomes more and more difficult nowadays.
I know
Yeah.
people that stream games for people that I follow that stream the same game for 7-8 hours a day, and I'm like for weeks, and it's just like, more credit to you. I couldn't do it.
I mean, I can do that if I'm starting something like a No Man's Sky, but then after maybe 2.5 months at most, you're like, I've done everything I physically can. Like, need another game.
I'm exactly the same with No Man's Sky, and I'm exactly the same with Temtem.
See, I
Whereas
bought
would say I'd
Temtem. I bought Temtem, played it for about 3 hours, and never went back to it.
Oh, no, I like Temtem. You can get quite a lot of content out of Temtem if it's the right time. Same with No Man's Sky as well. When they bring out a new update.
I enjoy Temtem to an extent. To me,
You're a Pokemon boy, though.
I'm a Pokemon boy. Like Pokemon, it's that kind of game where it's so fun and enjoyable, but it literally holds your hand and it pulls you through the game. Like, for instance, like the items you can get, which are like Team XP or like Supermax XP, whereas Temtem, it's like, right, you want to evolve this one Temtem? It's going to take you literally 90 fucking hours to do it. There is no Team EXP. You've only got that one item, the cloak item, where you can give like a quarter XP to one other Temtem on your team. And it just made the grind a little bit too hard for me.
I think that was why I dropped it so quick, and I actually feel really, really bad about that because Senpai gifted me the game for my birthday because it released like, a day before my birthday, I think, back in January, and I feel really bad about it because, yeah, I know, but I tried to play it, I tried to stream it, and it was the fact that like it took me a good 4 hours just to even get my entire team of Temtem up to level 10 each, and it's like, oh my god, I could manage this in Pokemon in half an hour to 40 minutes without the team XP. Like, if I was having to do each individual one separately, I could still manage it in that same amount of time. And they have just made the XP grind far too long. Not difficult, but just far too long for at least myself to enjoy. I think if it was less of a grind, I would have much better time with it, in my opinion, on Temtem.
Yeah. No, as somebody who does enjoy the game, I completely agree with you. It is absolutely way too long, but it is the sort of thing that I enjoy. I like just like sitting here, sticking on a podcast or something like that, listening to that whilst going around Luma hunting or something like that. I can turn that into a 3.5, 4 hour stream as well. Yep. But no, I completely agree. Where it is at the moment, before it is still in early access. It had a really rough launch. They've got their first big update coming, hopefully in June. I know that the whole COVID thing has kind of impacted that a little bit because it was supposed to have come out by now, I believe. But yeah, no, I appreciate that.
But yeah, with being in early access, obviously the main point is they're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, like the amount of feedback they have had, which is generally positive feedback, you know, for every arsehole that just slams a keyboard, like never playing this, XP, you know, like I don't think game companies even take their opinion into consideration. But with the amount of positive feedback they do get with the criticism, like the essential criticism of, but I would prefer it if this was involved or that was involved. You make the XP a little bit easier to get. I know I personally keep banging on about XP, Like that's the grind right there.
It is.
That's the
reason,
important
that's
part
why.
of games like that as well, isn't it? Yeah.
And it is early access. There's going to be a lot of changes. You know, maybe they won't change that part of the game because that's their IP. You know, that if you want it, you have to work for it.
Hmm.
You know, and you know, if that's what they choose to go with, then all to them. I will try the game again once more is released. The June update might be a bad time for them personally, with the fact that Pokemon have the big expansion coming out for Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Which who's going to be getting that, guys? Who's going to be getting that?
I am maybe getting it. I mean, the only reason I'm only a maybe at the moment is because well, obviously, as you guys know, I recently got a Switch Lite. I've been having to replay through Shield at the moment, and I still only have 3 badges. I'm playing it as and when I can get round to it, in between streaming, work, family, partners, and Animal Crossing as well. So it's a matter of as and when I can get time. It's literally just a case of, oh, I've got like half hour to an hour here. I can carry on with the story a bit, or go and do raids, or try and fill out my Pokedex a little bit. So it's as and when I can get time. I think as soon as I've actually finished off the game again, then yes, I will get both of the expansion passes and go with it from there. But I don't think I'll go with it on release, as much as I would like to. Plus, obviously, with it being a Switch Lite, I can't stream it anyway as much as I would like to. So
Yeah.
I think with that, it kind of it doesn't necessarily put me off, but I would really like to stream it, just how I did a complete playthrough of Shield and put it up on YouTube and whatever else. I would also like to do the same on the DLC as well, but obviously with me switching console, I can't.
Yeah,
because I couldn't carry my save over.
I don't know much about the Switch Lite. Can it not be docked and then have the Pro controller connected to it?
Can't dock
be docked
it
at all.
Can't
be docked.
Okay.
It fits in the dock, but the chip that allows the video to go out through the USB Type-C to a monitor, a TV,
Doesn't
whatever
exist.
else, isn't in there exactly.
Right. Okay. Okay. I got you.
So, I mean, you can connect a Pro controller to it. So if you just want to prop it up somewhere, you can connect a Pro controller into it, just play. But the only other way I've managed to see someone actually do it is literally by having a kind of video record, like playing it.
I was just about to suggest you could potato stream and just point your phone at it.
Exactly, and then just have that video out to a monitor and doing it that way. But yeah, that's the only way. So
hey, I'm sure some people do that. That. But right, guys, we are, as of Sunday, officially 10 weeks into this lockdown.
Really?
Where no one's allowed to do shit. No one's allowed to go anywhere, do anything. I mean, obviously, it's loosening up a little bit. But
apart from 6 people in your garden having a barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
That's allowed. Yeah.
Well, but that means one of them is you, though, right? So
not necessarily. I could be there on a video call.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's a bit more difficult for me to go down to you guys. So.
It's like that episode of South Park where they go trick-or-treating with Stan on an iPad.
Exactly. Yes. The thing is, I only watched that a couple of weeks ago as well, and I fucking loved that.
But right, we are 10 weeks into this. Now, for all of us, we're all gamers. Games are our escape from the real world. Mm-hmm. We'll start with Daz. What have you been playing to take your mind off of all of the bullshit going on in the world?
Well, the 3 games I've been playing at the moment. First of all, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Nice.
I've played through Chapter 1, and this is where I say I hop from game to game. You'll see why in a minute. I've gone through Chapter 1, very much enjoy it, going to hop back to it very shortly. However, shortly after Final Fantasy Remake came out, another game came out, Persona 5 Royale.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have just finished the second playthrough for, New Game Plus, because I made a pretty fatal error on my first playthrough. 64 hours later, and playthrough number 2, because I have finished the original Persona 5.
Right.
I was questioning why the game wasn't giving me the 3rd semester advertised. And I was like, have I done something wrong? Is it an extra mode? No. Turns out in order to unlock the 3rd semester, you have to max out 3 particular characters. which I did not. So I thought, great, 65 hours, and I haven't got what I was asking for.
Yeah.
Now, not to say that the rest of the content of the game wasn't worth playing through. The stuff that they've added to the game is absolutely incredible. They have made a game that was already incredible more incredible. It's just, if you have never played Persona 5, just jump onto Royale. Don't bother with the vanilla version. Royale, all the stuff that they've added, the little tweaks, just make it an overall so much better experience for anyone who's never played it before.
Right. I was actually going to ask you, what is Persona 5 Battle Royale in compared to Persona 5?
It's not Battle Royale, I'd like to ask.
Sorry.
Let me fix it there slightly. He pronounced it wrong. It's Persona 5 Royal, not Royale. Yeah. So it's not a Battle Royale. It's still the same game, but just extra content, extra story, adjusted story, and that kind of stuff.
So I don't need to buy the original. I can just buy this one.
Yeah,
you can just carry on. It is like a fixed and better version of the original.
Basically, what they've done,
you can just go straight to Royal.
Yeah, what they've done is they've added in a lot more story elements. They've added in more confidants, which are effectively your friends, the characters that help you in your story. You learn their problems, and they in turn help you by making your persona stronger. And there's a lot of tweaking in terms of the dungeons or palaces, as they're referred to. There's more mechanics in play. It's just overall streamlining. The difficulty's been streamlined a little bit. And the big draw was the addition of the third semester, where the original game ends and all is happy. This game introduces a what-if scenario. I won't spoil anything here. But in order to qualify for that what-if scenario, you have to have maxed out 3 particular characters throughout your playthrough in order to qualify, because these characters are key to this third semester. I found out on my first playthrough I hadn't done this. So ultimately, I was a little bit pissed off that I just spent 65 hours. I hadn't spoiled the game for myself. I wanted to find out on my own, and I hadn't done this. So I mulled it over for a night, and I basically thought, you know what? I'm just going to New Game Plus it, and I'm just going to bomb it. I know this game well enough now. I'm just going to rush the game. I've got... Basically, New Game Plus allows you to carry over a lot of things. It allows you to carry over all the personas that you've already got. So I could effectively, as a level 1, have a level 90 persona on me. It allows you to keep all of your social stats, so things like knowledge and charm, which are all vital to certain key points in the story. They're already, as they were on the previous run through. I already had them all done, so no worries there. More time to focus on what I missed. And I actually managed to do New Game Plus in about 26 hours. I basically just skipped all the cutscenes. I rushed through all the dialogue, and I just bombed all of the palaces because I knew them back to front. I knew how to go from A to B really quickly, and I didn't have any problem with difficulty because I already had a team that could just destroy everything.
I mean, technically, with New Game Plus, were they actually overpowered, or was everything meant to be leveled to the same level as you, or were they meant like were they supposed to be at the same level as what you were meant to be at the point of finishing the original version of New Game? Or, like, say, for example, like, you say that you had your persona at level 90. Does that mean that the enemies were at, like, level 60?
No.
Or should they have been at level 90?
They don't scale.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they were base level 1.
Effectively, if I say you could put a level 90 persona in your party, don't, because the moves that your persona learn scale to your level. So if you want to use a savage physical attacks in that game drain your HP. At such a low level, if I was to do an attack of that caliber, I would be wiping my HP pool out early on. So I couldn't do that. Same with magic attacks. You wouldn't be able to use a savage magic attack early on in the game because you'd wipe your SP pool in one attack. So what I would do is, if I was, say, level 10, I would have persona that were level 30 in my party, for example. That way I'm not destroying my pool every attack, but I've got enough of an attack bonus that I can easily get through the bosses. and it significantly sped things up. Anyway, on that playthrough, I focused on the 3 characters that I needed to. They were my
Good.
priority. Got them maxed out very quickly, and the game went into, when I finally did the end boss again, the game went into 3rd semester, and it was worth it. The 10 hours that they've added onto the end of the game, and the story that it follows with this character is well worth doing, because it kind of makes you, it makes you think a little bit without spoiling anything. The whole plot point is that a reality is created where everything that you've dreamed of is real. So if you've ever had any really nasty negative things happen in your life, you've lost someone or something like that, that never happened. They're still alive. That particular event never happened.
Okay.
And it basically introduces the possibility that all the tragedy that happened in the game, everything that everyone wished for and wanted to happen, what if it actually happened? And the protagonist character kind of wakes up one morning and realizes that something's not right. People that he knows are dead are standing in front of him and things like that, and he basically goes, something's very wrong here, what's going on? And there's another character that knows that something's wrong, and it basically goes from there. And the bad guy's intention here is he's gone through something as well, and he's basically found a way to alter reality so that it is exactly what that person wants it to be. And it's the morals on, should you go with a reality that is perfect in your eyes, or should you go for a reality that you've built yourself? And even if it is riddled with tragedy, it's something that you've worked on, you've built, and it's that kind of thing.
Kind of like a Witcher 3 situation.
It was fantastic. Well worth the extra 10 hours. The boss fight at the end of it was a challenge, a proper challenge, even on New Game Plus. And the ending, I won't say anything about the ending. I thought the ending was a little bit hit and miss, but overall, I ended up 100%ing it on the PS4. So
Nice.
I'm happy. My
GG,
Persona
Gordon.
time for now is done. It's gone on the shelf for a little while. 106 hours later and 2 playthroughs.
Nice.
But I've then now hopped over to another game which I'm playing, mainly because after 12 years of waiting, it's finally been localized somewhat. And that's
Half-Life
Fantasy
3?
Star Online 2.
I was going to say PSO2. wasn't it?
PSO2.
Star
I saw him on it earlier. I knew that was going to be listed.
Yeah, Fantasy Star Online 2. Now, I've been playing on the Japanese server since it was released 12 years ago in Japan. I played in the Japanese beta. I have a long history with the Fantasy Star series. I've played the original one for hundreds and hundreds of hours many years ago. So the whole series has a bit of I'm a bit close to the series. So as soon as the PC release of the North American servers came up, I was obviously going to poke my head in and see what it was like. It's obviously nothing like the Japanese servers. They've got a 12-year head start.
Of course.
So content-wise, I
content.
must admit, content-wise, they've done a great job in keeping it in line with the Japanese servers. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff missing, but as it goes, it's been good. So that's what I've been playing. I've hopped over to the North American server just to play on there with English players primarily, even though the Japanese server does have a ship dedicated to the English community. So I've been on there and playing that.
From what I hear, Fantasy Star Online 2 for the NA version, at least for America, is going to be having bi-weekly content releases to try and bring it up to scratch
They're
with the
basically
Japanese servers.
saying, they basically said that they want to ultimately get it one-to-one with the Japanese server.
It's going to take them a while because, as you said, like 12 years of content is still a lot of content, even if it's released like every 2 weeks. But as you say, like the initial release of the NA servers may not be that far behind in regards to content. It's still going to have quite a bit to jump up to.
It does.
And I imagine it's probably going to have to skip quite a lot. Like, say, for example, like when you had me create an account, get set up and everything, you guys had character customizations for Sonic rings. There was a Sonic event going on, that kind of stuff. And I imagine that, like, licensing as well may also play a part in a lot of that because there may be anime or whatever else that has kind of added content. Like Miku, for example, might have added content into the game that DNA servers may never get. Are you worried about that at all?
Well, yes, that was obviously a concern. Now, I'll tell you what, there's a funny story attached to this. Back when E3 last year, when Phantasy Star Online 2 was finally announced for a North American release, I'd like to add that there is no word of a European release. Just want to put that out there, which has pissed off many people. So a lot of people have just jumped over to the North American one. Basically, when E3 was on, there was a group of us on the English ship on Phantasy Star Online 2 logged in, and we were all watching it, and there are people throwing up emotes and stuff as stuff was announced. And I'll tell you what, the reaction that occurred on that ship, I wish I'd filmed it. The reaction that occurred when they announced that it was coming to North America, I think the entire ship lost its collective shit. And everyone was basically going, "Oh my god, we're going to get kicked off the Japanese server. Oh my god, oh my god." You know, people have got tens of hundreds and hundreds of hours on it, and they're going to boot everyone off the Japanese server because it's now coming out in North America. Thankfully, Sega of Japan hopped in pretty quick and said, "By the way, no, we're not going to boot you off as long as you behave yourself," which is what they said from the beginning. They basically said, we don't have a problem with you playing on our server, just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, rightly so. Yeah.
So thankfully that was quashed. But going back to your question, I can imagine that there is going to be a content discrepancy due to licensing. Now, as it stands with the game, the North American servers, they've actually been live for a while on the Xbox. It was Xbox exclusive for a few months. They've only just released the Windows 10 client this past Wednesday gone. And they've already got the Miku event is in force. That's already happening. There's a Miku event. And I think the other event is just a few costume packs that they've introduced. But I think it's a good choice putting Miku up first because she has a presence in North America. And she will draw in the people who want to spend money on the skins that you can get. You can get Miku's costume, you can get the other Vocaloids and a few other bits and pieces as well. So, but I would imagine content-wise, stuff that is popular in North America will make a jump over. Things like Godzilla and Evangelion and stuff like that, and Persona. There was a Persona event, all that kind of stuff. I imagine that will eventually make the jump over. But I would imagine that some of the more obscure stuff will stay Japanese exclusive. But in terms of actual game content, that's just talking about skins and extras and stuff that you pay for. In terms of actual content, at the moment it's pretty close. There's only a handful of things off the top of my head that are missing, and none of it is
the bosses and stuff, isn't it?
No, not even that. All the areas from the Japanese version have gone straight across, bar two. I think 2 areas off the top of my head haven't gone over, but every other one has. So the North American server is not starting on the same foot. It's starting with a significant head start, so to speak. The only content that's going to be missing here is all of the additional events and stuff like that. I can imagine the Sonic event will come in very shortly, a bigger one. There has already been a small one. But
well, you had me at the possibility of Godzilla. So
on the Japanese server, you can get a Godzilla costume, so you can run around as Godzilla, and you can get a little skin for one of your little abilities that you carry around.
Fantastic. So let's say I wanted to jump into this game right now. Is it PC? Is it PS4? How do I play this game?
Now, it depends on whether or not you want to play on the North American or the Japanese servers.
Okay, let's say for me, being a noob at this, I want to jump into North America, just take it nice and easy. What do I do?
Basically, because it's only out in North America, it's reasonably easy to do, but a lot of people have been reporting problems getting it to behave. Now, I haven't had any problems, but that's not speaking for the hundreds of people I've seen having problems. But if you want to play,
network connection or
no,
it'll be region.
Two things: Windows Store.
The
Windows. Because obviously, with it being American.
Because it's thanks to Microsoft. This has even been localized.
With it being American, obviously, you would have to essentially change your Windows 10 or your Windows Store location from Europe or the UK over to America, and then be able to download.
What you have to do is change the region. Change the region on your time and language settings. That changes the store to North America, and then you can download the client.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
It uses your Xbox details as long as you've got a Microsoft account on your computer, and then away you go. The trickiest bit is getting the damn thing to install properly and run, which is a lot of people have had trouble with. But I personally didn't have any issues. It thankfully was seamless for me, but I have seen reports of people having installation issues, the game deleting itself, all kinds of issues. But yeah. If you're interested in jumping onto the Japanese server, however, which has had a fantastic team translating it since almost day one,
Sweet.
about 85-90% of the game is translated at this point and is more than playable, as is. The English community is on ship 2, and if you wanted to jump on there so that you get all the extra content and stuff, all you have to do is download a program called PSO2 Tweaker, which is a client that's been built to download and update the Japanese client seamlessly. Just does it all for you. And then all you have to do is download, apply the translation patches of which you can choose what you want translated. It does it all by default for you, and then you boot the game. The hardest part about the Japanese servers is making an account. You have to make a Japanese Sega ID account, and their entire website is in Japanese.
I can attest that entire website is a bitch. Now, I had both Daz and Stealth23 guide me through it, and even I had trouble. Now,
The trickiest bit is... Sorry, go on.
The biggest trouble that I had with the site wasn't literally the site itself. You know how, like, whenever we go to a site and we go to log in, we get the capture segment where you have to type in a specific word because it's a particular type of font or a number or whatever else. They have a Japanese version. You try and translate Japanese words with dodgy font, or sorry, Japanese like either katakana or kanji or whatever else. You try and translate that with a very, very dodgy font and not knowing what the fuck it is, not having a Japanese keyboard or anything else like that. It took me and Daz. Now, me and Daz tried this probably 5-6 months ago or something like that, I think, to give me a try on it. And it took us a good 3 hours to get my account signed up with Sega ID.
Damn.
Now, I have to be honest, they have made it easier since then. I'm part of their Discord, and basically there is a channel dedicated to that capture. All you have to do is take a screenshot of it, and someone will translate it for you.
Okay.
I mean, could
didn't
you
have that option.
go to the website in Google Chrome and translate it?
It's a capture, so it's an image that comes up. It
It's an
doesn't
image.
translate it. It's an image. It generates an image, and you know how captures warp the image a little bit so that the letters are a bit squiggly.
So it makes them all up and down, squiggly and everything.
Right. Okay.
But once you get past that, once you've got your account up, it is as easy as I said previously, logging in, popping your details in, and away you go. There is no server lag. Don't worry about ping. It is perfectly manageable. The hardest part, unfortunately, with the Japanese server is making an account. But once you jump the hurdle, you're smooth sailing from there.
Nice.
Sweet. So, Lance, 10 weeks of lockdown. What has entertained you?
What, gaming or
Gaming.
both?
Gaming.
Right, gaming wise. All right. Modern Warfare, Warzone. I'm not gonna lie. This version of Call of Duty has made me excited to play Call of Duty again. The last time I was this excited for Call of Duty was probably Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 3, whichever one of those was the latest one out. Then sort of like I hadn't really been back to play a Call of Duty as enthusiastically as I have with this one.
Yeah.
I was playing Jurassic World Evolution as well recently, which I'm not gonna lie, that game is fun AF if you like parkour simulators.
And tell everyone on the podcast how you ended that game.
So having completed the campaign, so the purpose of the thing is obviously you get put in part of the Jurassic World universe, and your goal is you have 5 islands based around the original Jurassic Park area, and you have to build the park up how you would do it. So essentially make money, 5-star the island, make it guests happy, everything you can do to make it a roaring success.
Roaring.
I got there to the end, to island number 5, which isn't the hardest island, strangely enough. The hardest island is actually island number 4, because of how stupidly small it is, and why freaking this, like, my version of the map was constantly at night. Like, I didn't have a cycle of day, so it was just constantly, my park is a nighttime park. If you're coming, bring goggles.
Bring a torch.
You know, bring a torch, bring a night vision goggles, bring a fluorescent jacket, everything that you require for safety at night. Yeah, it quite literally was. And then Island 4 is where you get hit with like tornadoes, had like insane like rain. You get your dinosaurs going nuts because they're like, it's raining, we have to get out. I'm like, you're a dinosaur, it doesn't matter. You know, you have storm defenses which don't do anything even though you 100% the island, and they're like, oh wait, tornadoes come down. I have a storm defense. Why do I build you? You know, it does some things, but then you still get buildings that are wrecked. But essentially, once I got to the end of it, you have to have done enough research to essentially have DNA and genomes to create the 2 dinosaurs that came from the recent movies. So you get the Indominus Rex, and then you get the Indoraptor, which is obviously from the latest one. Now, I created the Indominus Rex, which is obviously a cross between a T-Rex and a Raptor, and obviously some other genes, but it's majority based on those 2. So I created it on the very first island I started in the game, and thought, F it, let's let him out into the open. Open the gate door, and within like 10 seconds, he knew the gate was open, ran straight out into the park.
He ain't messing around.
And I let him
was
slay
this
everything.
on Island 5? Was this the part
No,
that I saw?
Island 1. You saw me do it on
okay.
Island 1. So the very first island, I let it run rampant. Got into the Ranger Jeep, which you can technically manually take control of, and just watched it go around and kill my guests. And he ran over a fair amount as well. It was very amusing, I'm not going to lie. Because I finished the quest, I finished the campaign in an odd way. I thought I had at least another week on it, and I finished it very quickly, and I was like, oh. Well, I said I was going to release an Indoraptor into it, so I thought, screw it, why not? No, sorry, an Indominus Rex onto it, and it was hilarious. And then, what else have I been playing? Recently, this week, I've been playing Minecraft Dungeons.
Yes.
Which I've been having a
tried
lot
that
of
out
fun
as
on.
well. I've been enjoying that.
That is a lot
That
of
does
fun.
look like quite a fun game.
That is what I will be playing tomorrow.
That is, like, from what I've seen of that, it's basically Diablo 2, Diablo 3, but Minecraft, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so essentially it's a Diablo-esque game with a Minecraft skin. But I've been having fun playing that.
It's not quite as
Obviously-
deep.
Yeah, it's not as deep, but it's for a game that's in the Minecraft verse. It's pretty simple to get. Like the difficulty level, which scales, is actually quite amusing because Fifth Viking and myself, we got to Apocalypse rank, which is like the 3rd level difficulty in it, which is where everything's like miles harder now. We're on that, but it's just simply running through the dungeon. It's making it hard because the enemies can't actually regen if you come across the enchanted ones. So you're a little bit like, ooh, these guys are tough. But at the same time, it's like high risk, high reward. So I've been having fun on that. Obviously, Tex mentioned earlier that we've been doing Divinity Original Sin 2 on Mondays.
Yeah.
So we are pretty much in the final arc, if I remember correctly. We're in the final part of it.
I thought we were on the final arc, but then obviously, like last Monday, we went through the portal and it went from, I think it was meant to be chapter 4 up to chapter 6.
Okay, so we're not.
Yeah, I honestly thought we were quite near the end, but it seems not. I mean, we are 95, 96 hours in right now. And granted, obviously, we've only been playing like at normally most 2 to 2.5 hours each week, and obviously we've taken sometimes a month break at a time and stuff. But
Yeah.
like we have put in so many hours into this, and to still not be, as far as my knowledge goes, quite as close to the end as what we thought, really astounds me, because I was hoping to try and get this finished before Baldur's Gate 3 releases. Because as you heard on Monday, I really want to play Baldur's Gate 3 with you guys. But we may not even finish it before that releases, from what I'm seeing.
Probably not. I mean, the way that the rate we're going, we may be going for like probably a little bit longer than I thought we would do. But yeah, outside of Divinity, what else have I been playing?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Call of Duty has been the thing that I've been playing. Like, I mean, yeah, because I enjoy Call of Duty. I would go and stream and I just grind. Like right now, my goal on Call of Duty is because I've already maxed out the season pass.
The grow.
Well, I've maxed out the season pass. I'm already maxed on the level you can reach for multiplayer, which is 156, but not officially 156. I have maxed out 4 weapons, 2 gold, which is sort of like the highest you can get them outside of doing the other ridiculous challenges. And then Warzone, I just enjoy playing because it's an actual fun mode. And with season 4 is next Wednesday? If I'm
Wednesday,
correctly?
yeah.
And that's another thing for me to grind and play. So it's keeping me coming back. I haven't touched Fortnite, God knows how long. Destiny, I haven't had anything to do this season because there was the flawless badge or seal that I wanted to go for. But due to the way Trials of the 9 went down, which is what it's based around, it's the competitive weekend for Crucible, I couldn't get the last piece of armor which I needed, which is the helmet. It's always the helmet in Destiny, which I struggle to get and complete.
Well, isn't that like 5 wins this week that you need to get?
Yeah, this week is 5 wins. Today is 5. This weekend is 5 wins. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get on, but I highly doubt it. I did tell the guys who I normally run with that if I can get the helmet, I get it. If not, then I'm not getting the flawless title, and I'm okay with not getting it. I've literally just been like, I'm done. I'm fine with not having it. There's also what's up? I've not replayed. There's not really been anything else off the top of my head. I mean, outside of gaming, I've been just Netflixing. That's it, and then catching up on my anime and so forth. But that's really been it. That's
cool.
Really
what about you, Senpai?
I've not actually played that much. So just before lockdown, I was made redundant, and the day that happened was the day that Temtem came out. So between sort of all of that time, it's mostly been a lot of Temtem. I've dipping into that and No Man's Sky because they've had one update since. There's another one rumored to be coming out soon as well.
No,
they had the EXO and they had the Living Ship.
They've had one more since then.
Wasn't that the music?
Yeah, they've had the music.
Sorry, no, it was the music and the EXO. Yeah, no, the Living Ship was just before that. Other than that, I'm the same. I'm spending most of my time when I'm not streaming, watching TV, watching a shit ton of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, catching up with Rick and Morty. Yeah, it's not been a big sort of gaming lockdown for me. Although, however, as we mentioned on the last podcast, I did get Animal Crossing today. So ask me again in 2 weeks.
I know you
dude. If you need absolutely anything for Animal Crossing, you just let me know and I will try and hit you.
Oh, once my island can be opened, I'm getting you guys in.
Nice.
To be fair, like if you started today, that should be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Open your gates,
I believe,
baby.
Yeah.
I'm coming in.
I've just paid off my 5,000 Nook miles. I've just taken out a 98,000 Bells loan. Tomorrow.
Oh, dude! If you want, I can come and drop you off some money. I have no problems with that.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm happy to carry on.
Let him play it the hard way, like we had to. All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Time Traveler.
We had to. Actually, I don't think me and Diz have ever time traveled. To be fair.
No, I time travel.
Diz does all the time.
Traveling after I did the final house upgrade.
Right. Okay.
See, I've never time traveled. Correction. I've done it once, and it was purely because I had stayed in bed till 10:30 on a Sunday, hadn't played it that morning until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wanted to go back and get some turnips. I missed the turnips, so I went back, bought some turnips, and then sent it back. That was all. Same day, everything. That was literally it. I sent it back a couple of hours just to buy some turnips and then put it back to normal. That was all I've done. But you say play it normally. Yeah, I was the one that got like 465 fucking turnip price on my very first week. Put myself up on the turnip exchange and made 4 million bells on that day from people just dropping me a stack of turnips.
My prices have fucking stunk. Man.
I know, I've seen. I haven't even checked over the last 3 days.
Seriously, Timmy and Tommy, those two little wankers, they just don't fucking like. They're like, oh, sweet, Diz is here. You paid what, 100 per turnip? I'll buy it for 25.
Yeah, I've seen your prices. And, oh my god.
To work.
Your highest prices
they sound like Asian prices
160?
to me, dude. Like that's how it works.
Seriously, where is my goddamn Jewish discount? I'm sorry, but the way I can say this because I'm Jewish, but I have to say the way that fucking Tom Nook, Timmy and Tommy, whatever the two little ones, the way those guys run business, they're 100% based off of Jewish characters. I'm just saying it.
They are.
And again, he is Jewish. He's allowed to say that.
I'm allowed to say it. It's my people we're talking about. It's our word.
What do you mean, your people?
It's our people. But man,
your highest prices this week been like... No, correction, sorry. Haven't your highest prices ever been this week at like 160, 180, something like that?
I hit 218, which is actually now the highest price I've ever had. And I didn't bother doing anything with it. I was like, I'm not even going to bother advertising this on Turnip Exchange. No one's going to bother.
Right. I will be honest, dude. Like last week, I was checking Turnip Exchange every day to try and sell off like my fucking 6,000 odd turnips that I had bought. And literally, like, for a good 3 or 4 days straight, the highest I ever saw was 190. If you're getting 200 plus, put it on the Turnip Exchange, you will get people there. I can almost guarantee it. Obviously, people that are like 400, 500, 600 plus are going to get the more people. But if you are at least 200 plus, you're still going to get a queue. I can guarantee that much. You would have made some money, just like how I did. Now, in hindsight, being at like 460 plus and only charging a stack of turnips was fucking cheap of me. I should have charged at least 200k per person. I'd have made so much more.
Well, people aren't even looking for money anymore. It's all about Nook Mile tickets because you can go through them as quick as it. Well, dude, like as soon as someone leaves your island and you can go on that hunt, the game is only really about one character, and that's Raymond. Raymond the cat, that suave motherfucker. If you can get him on your island, I kid you not, people are selling him online for something ridiculous like 1,000 Nook Mile tickets, which would take you probably an entire year real-time playing just to earn.
Now, do you know what the odd thing is? Like, from what I've been told by my own wife, who is absolutely in love with Animal Crossing at the moment, if you have a blue rose or two, I don't know what it is, you can actually sell those flowers on eBay for real fucking money.
What?
Really?
Because they are that rare and that difficult to grow.
Ooh.
I mean, it's not much, but it's like £8 or £9, apparently. Now, I haven't checked this myself. I haven't fact-checked it or anything else like that. This is just what I've heard off the wife, but you can sell them on eBay for real money.
To be fair, there are people who have dedicated and built websites to selling items that you can get on Animal Crossing. If you're looking for almost anything, there are websites out there that are
it's common in quite a few games. I've seen things like that for EVE Online. I've seen it for World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah,
and any sort of those like MMO style games. Yeah, you can put stuff on eBay. I thought that something like Animal Crossing will the same sort of thing would end up.
But how a Nintendo game, which is essentially, well, it was back in the day considered the kids' console. You know, it wasn't for real gamers. But Animal Crossing, which is really even now still aimed more towards kids than adults. I mean, obviously adults can buy it. So it's a lovely game to play. But how they created their own little version of a stock market with the whole turnips and whatnot has now spanned an entire real stock market. Like, I will buy villagers off of you. I'll buy blue roses off of you. Have you got a wardrobe that's cute and blue? I'll fucking buy that from you. It really doesn't matter. But it's amazing how a game that's so cute and innocent has turned into a real mass online need for every single object in the fucking game.
And it came out at just the right time.
Oh my god, did it?
No,
I've lived on that game.
Right, correction. No, it didn't. It didn't come out at exactly the right time because like lockdown started 2 whole weeks before 2 whole weeks after lockdown started, and people were literally complaining to Nintendo to launch it early online.
The thing is, as well, as the game was originally slated to come out in February, if it hadn't been pushed and it had released in February, I wonder how things would have looked. I mean, the game would have been just as popular, but I wonder if sales figures would be the same.
The sales figures would not have been the same until the lockdown happened.
Yeah, I honestly think the sales figures at this current moment in time, if they had launched back in February, would actually be higher. Like the initial week's worth of sale figures from release wouldn't have been as high, but definitely as soon as lockdown hit, oh my god, that boost in sales would have hit like a motherfucker for Nintendo. It would have been like an actual fucking gold mine.
To be fair, the sales of the Switch have rocketed during lockdown. The Switch has dominated,
which has been really bad because they can't make any more of them at the moment because they're all of their factories and everything like that are closed. Well, they have been for a good couple of weeks. I've been hunting this game down all week to the point where we've been looking on Amazon almost every single day, and it's been a ridiculous price just for the game. I spoke to everyone yesterday. Was it yesterday? It is currently on sale on Amazon. Sorry, not on sale on Amazon. It is out of stock on Amazon, coming back on the 4th of June at 72 quid.
What's that?
Yeah, I saw you post about that.
Animal
Crossing physical edition.
From third-party sellers, it's been mid-60s plus £5 delivery. We went to Smith's today, click and collect, picked it up for 50 quid.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I paid for it, 50 quid.
See, I went digital because I was not waiting for a physical release.
I said this yesterday as well. I don't have an SSD card big enough for a digital. Sorry.
That's the thing. I don't have any other games on there. Every other game that I've got on my Switch at the moment is physical. So like Pokemon, Zelda, Mario Kart, anything else that I've got on my Switch Lite at the moment is physical. So I don't have that worry.
Yeah.
So I literally just downloaded Animal Crossing on the night that I bought my Switch. So,
I mean, I'm getting here. The last update being the 7th of May. That they've already reported a total of 13.5 million sales.
Wow.
Which, for a game that you're talking is, 2 months old, is pretty fucking spectacular, especially for a Nintendo game.
I'm fairly certain that Animal Crossing is now the best-selling game on the Switch in 2 months. I'm pretty sure it's top of the chart.
I still think
it has been for a long time.
I still think Mario Kart 8 is, but I will quickly.
I'm pretty sure Mario Kart was knocked off. Don't hold me to that, but I'm almost certain I heard Animal Crossing had beaten it.
No. I think there's a correction on that. Like, Mario Kart was top until Sword and Shield came up. Now, obviously, with Sword and Shield, they combine the sales into one because they consider it as one game on the sales chart.
Yeah, like half and half.
Exactly. Now that was top of the board and had toppled Mario Kart as the fastest selling game, and then Animal Crossing came along and topped that as well.
Right. Actually, it's still sitting at number 6.
What?
That's physical and digital sales. Let's take Mario Kart 8 off the list because that does include Wii U sales as well. But Mario Kart 8 is currently sitting at just under 25 million. You've then got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sitting at just under 19 million.
Is this lifetime sales?
This is last updated as of the 19th of May. So, I mean, there's been another 10 days. Who knows what would happen?
Okay,
Sitting joint third, like literally the same number recorded, is Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. Just under that, you're talking by about 40,000 copies, is Pokemon Sword and Shield. And then again, you have to
I knew that wouldn't be trailing far behind.
With Sword and Shield, you have to take that with a pinch of salt because a lot of people bought a copy of each, as I can see on Tech's desk right there.
Well, you know me, dude. I gotta get that gold hard case, mate. I gotta get the gold hard case.
But you got 17.3 million is Pokemon Sword and Shield, and then as of 10 days ago, you've got Animal Crossing, literally 4 million behind. But who knows? At this point, it might have already surpassed that. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah, for the fact that it's 2 months in and it's already possibly the 5th biggest selling Switch game of all time, which essentially could be the 5th biggest selling Nintendo game of all time. Who knows? Like,
what was at the top of that list?
Game of the year.
Top of the list is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It is Mario.
Oh,
Okay, I thought it'd been toppled. All right.
But I'm not entirely sure if that includes Wii U sales. So don't quite put me on that one.
Is the PS2 still the best-selling console? Has Switch taken that over yet?
No, the Wii took that over.
Or did the Wii take it over? I
Wii
thought
took it
the
over.
PS2 still beat.
No,
Nintendo.
I believe the PS2 reached around about 123 million. The Wii reached 146 million.
Okay.
And I think the PS4 isn't tracking all that far behind the Wii right now. I think it's reached 104 million as of last update.
Yeah, I think the Wii's still on top.
No. Let me actually get a date before I start quoting Wikipedia. As updated from today, so the 29th of May, top of the list for worldwide sales is PlayStation 2.
Really?
155 million copies.
Okay. I could have swore the Wii toppled it. Okay.
The Wii is currently sitting, surprisingly, in 6th place. It's behind PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 1. But just.
Wow.
So at number 1, you got PlayStation 2 at 155 million consoles sold. You've got the Nintendo DS just behind that at 155 million.
Close up there.
Okay, number 3 shouldn't really count because it's technically 2 consoles. You've got the Game Boy / Game Boy Color. So they've taken 2 sets of figures there, but that's sitting at 119 million. You got then the PlayStation 4 at 110 million, PlayStation 1 102 million, and then the Wii just under 102 million.
I could have swore the Wii sold a hell of a lot better than that.
Well,
You say a hell of a lot better.
I mean, it's 101 million consoles. I wouldn't be kicking myself.
I don't think Nintendo are complaining very much.
No.
Of course not.
No.
But then just behind the Wii is PlayStation 3 with 87 million. Then you got Xbox 360 with 84 million. Game Boy Advance 81 million. PSP 80 estimated.
I have 2 PSPs. So 1 PSP.
Well,
one
it's you that bumped it up the list then because it's got between 80 to 82 million. It doesn't have an exact number. And then you got the 3DS at 75, the NES at 62, and then it's the Switch, which is currently sitting just under 56 million.
What I find really, really, really funny, the fact that you will never, ever find the Xbox One anywhere near the top of that list.
No.
Let's have a look.
No,
Purely, not necessarily because they haven't sold enough, but purely for the fact that Microsoft will not update their sales figures for it, because they know that they are nowhere near the amount of sales that PlayStation 4 has made.
Oh, of course not.
The PS4.
I think the PS4. Yeah, I think the PS4 reached like 70 million before the Xbox One stopped updating their sales figures at around about 36 million. So the PS4 had over doubled their sales, and they just said, "Fuck it, we're just not going to update anyone on sales figures anymore."
Yeah, I mean, I can tell from this list they're definitely not updated the sales because it's currently sitting on Wikipedia as confirmed Xbox One sales is 24 million, which is sitting behind, I kid you not, at 30 million sales, the Atari 2600.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
See, and that is exactly why Microsoft are fucking cowards.
But believe me, below Xbox is still GameCube and the Wii U.
Yeah,
I
so
can
like-
understand the Wii U, but I loved my GameCube.
I was
I
going to
love
say,
the
we don't know how the Wii U went.
The Wii U was 13.5 million.
Yeah, that
I've
was
still
a
got
little
my
bit-
Wii U.
Yeah,
I've
so
got
do
my
I.
Wii U.
Don't get me
So
wrong,
do I.
I think the Wii U was a cracking system. It was just
Mhm.
a bit of a shit show in terms of marketing.
It's still got
Yeah.
one of my favorite games I've ever played on it, which was Yoshi's Woolly World. I fucking adore that game.
It is a great
Crazy.
game. It's a great game.
Didn't
I think,
they
I
port
think
that
it's
over to
better
the
than
Switch?
Crafted World.
I've not played that yet. Not played
I
it.
think
thought
they
it was
ported
better. I
it
thought it
over
was
to the
better.
See, my kid loves the Wii U purely for the fact that it's got Pikmin 3. My
Very
eldest
good.
kid is really, really hoping that they release a Pikmin game on the Switch.
Well, Pikmin 4 has been pretty much teased and all the rest of it. So
Please, but
I
nothing
can
official.
it hasn't been officially announced, but it's been spoken of.
It's going to happen. It's a Nintendo franchise. It's always sold well. There will be a fourth one on the Switch.
Not well enough if it didn't sell the Wii U.
The thing is, I
Nothing
think
sold for Wii U.
there's
Breath of the Wild didn't.
there's a Nintendo franchise that Nintendo really need to revitalize. They haven't touched it since the GameCube, and it's just a travesty that they haven't.
Go
And
on.
that is the F-Zero franchise.
Ooh.
No, I do agree on that one. I would absolutely love an F-Zero game on
The
the
last
Switch.
F-Zero game we got officially on a console was F-Zero GX. There were some GBA games after that, I believe, but we haven't had anything since. Rumor has it that an F-Zero game was in development for the Wii from the same studio that did the Burnout games.
Right.
Apparently,
Really?
yeah,
Criterion?
Criterion were
Fucking
apparently
hell.
failed to do it. Unfortunately, from what I understand, and from what I've read, talks fell through and it never got off the ground, which is a shame. And Nintendo have just left it dormant since then, which I think is a travesty because the F-Zero games are fantastic.
See, that is one game that I'm actually really, really looking forward to actually being resurrected. Is Metroid Prime 4.
Oh yeah, because we haven't had
So-
one since the Wii.
Exactly. I am so looking forward to that.
There are
And
rumors.
I'm literally basing this off the fact that I loved the DS version. I think it was Metroid Prime Hunters.
Mhm.
The multiplayer in that, considering it was just a plain old DS, was absolutely fantastic.
Mhm. The fact that they threw a demo in with the base console was really enough.
Yes.
But there's just in case you didn't know, there is rumors flying around at the moment that Metroid Prime Trilogy is being ported to the Switch.
Remastered. Ooh.
There have been listings appearing on websites hinting
Okay.
at it being a thing. Nothing said just yet, but Nintendo would be silly not to do that to coincide with 4.
Many
Was it Metroid?
years ago, decades ago, when I in the 80s when I got my first Game Boy, I got it with
In the 80s.
It was in the 80s. 3 games. I got Tetris. I
Yep.
got Super Mario Brothers. And I got Metroid 2: Return of Samus.
Do you mean Super
And-
Mario Land, by the way?
No,
I fucking loved that game. Anyway,
Metroid
carry on, Senpai.
Return of Samus is the first game that I ever completed. It's also the only game in the Metroid series that I've ever played.
Well, that's a
Did
travesty.
you never play the one on the Wii?
Nope, never had a Wii.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, you owe it to yourself to at least.
I
play
know,
Super
I
Metroid.
know. If it's going to come out for the Switch, I'm definitely going to pick that up.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm fairly sure Super Metroid's on the SNES service.
It
on the-
is, yes. I
So,
installed that the
you
other day.
owe
and had a
it.
quick
You
look
owe
through
it. You owe it to yourself to play that because it's just a stunning. game.
Unfortunately, I don't think that any other game is going to be launched on my Switch at this point, other than Animal Crossing, for a good couple of weeks, months, years.
Yeah, you only just got that game a week ago.
Yeah.
You need to settle in and
Yes.
enjoy the ride, man. And don't accept
wanna
those
know-
bitch villagers, man. You get who you want. If you go to an island and some motherfucker wants to move to your island, you tell them no.
Does everyone start with the same villagers?
No.
No. That's
Okay,
all
so
random.
I started with Ursula and Louis.
Personally, those names don't ring a bell to me.
No, neither do me.
Louis is a monkey that likes working out, and Ursula I really don't
I've
like, so I
heard of,
might kick her off.
I've heard of Louis, not Ursula.
Yeah, I
See,
started.
I had a. Is it an ape or a monkey, Louis?
Yes.
He looks a bit. If it's who I think it is a bit more ape-looking than monkey-looking.
Yeah.
What does he
Yeah,
look-
ape is like the full-on fucking
He's
built one,
he
whereas
is
the
very
monkey
very
is the
sort of
skinny one.
wamp.
Oh, okay.
So he's more of a gorilla then.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, because
brown.
I had Rocket on my original Switch. He was all right. He's not too bad, but like you get set personalities between different
Yeah.
animals, and I'm quite happy with my villagers at the moment. There's only one that kind of annoys me, and they're a peacock. But the only reason I got them was literally just to try and get 3 stars, so I might just try and get rid of them.
Mm.
So we'll see.
There's actually someone who I'm watching on Twitch at the moment who's going for a full villager dex. They want to get everyone on and off their island, every single villager in the game. They're
Oh,
currently about 260 villagers in.
Isn't
Wow.
there
Okay.
like
Very
400
surprised they
total?
got that far.
Yeah, they're dedicated. This is the same streamer who I've watched who has maxed out the shiny dex on nearly every Pokemon game there is.
Oh wow! What the fuck?
So he's dedicated.
Isn't there like 400 villagers total?
450.
400, yeah, 450, yeah, about 450. He's going for a full house.
450. 450.
450. Like I'm quite content with most of my villagers. I've got the 3 octopuses. You know, I've got my boy Zucker, the takoyaki boy. Happy with
Love a
that.
bit of pussy, don't you? Love a bit of octopusy.
Wait, what? I didn't say anything about cats.
Well, you said you got 3 octopuses.
Oh my god,
It's
get him off!
octopi.
Get him off!
It's octopi.
Boo! Boo arms.
Wait.
Where's the sign? Get the sign out.
Other way.
Other way,
Other way.
other way.
Other way.
Oh, no,
Other way.
oh, wait, oh god damn it!
There we
I'm
go.
doing
There we
it.
But it's only been 2 episodes and you've lost a host.
Oh god.
No,
yeah.
we're on 0.5. We're on 0.5.
All right, you haven't even reached episode 1 and you've lost a host.
Exactly.
We're still pilot mode, man. We're still pilot mode.
Mhm.
But right, okay, let's move on. So last time we
Actually,
did.
hold up. Diz,
go
you
on.
didn't actually answer the question. What have you been doing
Yeah.
for 10 weeks in the lockdown?
Oh, literally just Animal Crossing. I have lived vicariously through Animal Crossing. They are now every single one of my villagers. I now consider a best friend for life.
Oh.
Hey, I've not had the use of my PC since my wife has been working
Yeah.
home. She has been using my streaming PC.
Mhm.
I
Therefore,
feel so sorry for you, dude.
my days have just been sitting in the living room playing Animal Crossing. And I've got this new dude on my island. He's a camo alligator. Sly. And I can honestly tell you, I've never bonded with anyone quite like I've bonded with Sly.
With a camo alligator.
And honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to accept the real world again. Like, if I'm ever going anywhere, I'm taking my Switch and Sly with me. He is my boy for life.
I think a lot of people are going to be in the same boat as you when this is all over.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
lockdown finally lifts, you're going to find so many people going around with Animal Crossing in their pocket.
I quite literally, if me and Nat ever choose to renew our vows, Sly is my best man. Now.
I don't know how Piers would feel about that, but sure.
He's out. He's out.
Oh wow.
Safe to say, Animal Crossing. That's all I can
Yeah,
say.
just Animal Crossing.
Just Animal Crossing.
Well, now that you get in Minecraft Dungeons,
Yeah, I'll be playing that tomorrow. So
sweet.
a good thing is that Nat's work has now actually sent her a PC, which we got yesterday.
Ooh.
Ooh.
they need to do like some kind of online setup, which is happening on Monday. So she's going to be working with my PC on Monday while they're setting up her PC remotely. So as of Tuesday, my stream schedule could potentially go back to normal, which means I won't be going crazy and I can start to slowly slip back into reality. Which would be nice.
Those DMs.
Yeah, I might actually give Animal Crossing a break. I'm not sure how Sly's going to feel about it.
Who are you and what have you done with Diz?
Sorry?
Who are you and what have you done with Diz?
I don't know. I think it's the Hypnotoad. The Hypnotoad has taken over. Oh, hell, Hypnotoad. Old reference. Yeah, old reference. All right. Last time we streamed, we did a podcast, which was, cough, cough, a week ago, cough, cough. We did a guessing of the top 10 biggest selling games of all time. Now we're going to move on to something which should be slightly easier and should be slightly quicker. We'll do the top 10 biggest selling franchises. Now, before we actually get into this, Mario is in it, I think, 3 times. So I'm going to discount the 2 below. So if you say Mario, boom, I've already given you one answer. Mario is just counting all 3 of them. So you now have to try and guess the next 9 biggest selling franchises of all time. And essentially Mario, I might as well just tell you, is number 1.
Okay.
All right.
So
and this is franchises, yeah?
Yes. Pokemon is indeed number 3.
Halo.
Figured as much.
Halo, let's have a look.
Number 7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, Halo's not on the list.
Oh, wow. Zelda.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to cancel another one from the list because it just counts Wii as an entity for the biggest selling franchise because of the simulation. Honestly.
Oh, well, because of Wii Sports, Wii Fit, Wii Music.
Right, okay.
All right.
202 million sales. But again, Wii Sports, that came with the console, so every console sale is a Wii Sports sale, not counting that. So no Halo, no Zelda.
Call of Duty.
Wow.
Call of Duty
Duty's got to be one of the fucking top one.
Not counting Super Mario, because that counts as part of the Mario franchise. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Call of Duty is 5 on the list at 300 million sales across the whole franchise.
Grand Theft Auto.
That is number 4 with 310 sales.
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog franchise?
No, that is not on the list.
That's interesting.
Warcraft?
World of Warcraft.
I
don't know if that would technically count, in all honesty, because you can't even buy the actual games anymore. You can only buy a subscription.
Right. Sonic, as a whole, is 10, 11, 12 on the list with 140 million.
Oh, well.
Okay.
But no, Warcraft is not on the list. I don't think it counts.
Okay.
Mittens says Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy is number 10 on the list. If you take out the Mario Kart and the Super Mario, Final Fantasy would technically be number 10.
So only 12 technically then. I'm actually quite surprised by that.
So with Final Fantasy as a whole being 155 million, you should technically guess that the one before that is the biggest selling game of all time itself, which isn't really a franchise, but it sold more than all of the Final Fantasies put together. And we've all played it many times before.
Tetris?
Tetris, funnily enough, is number 2 on the list at 495 million sales across the whole franchise.
Mario Kart?
Mario Kart would have been on the list, but I've taken it off because
that was one of the discounted ones. Okay.
Mario. But Mario Kart itself has reached 150 million sales across all of the Mario Kart games.
Overwatch?
Did someone...
Okay.
Overwatch? No.
No, I wouldn't have thought that.
No, that
be
is
on the
not on
list.
the list.
I mean,
Assassin's
Zelda
Creed
Scrolls.
is number 13 on the list.
Did someone say Zelda?
I did.
Yeah.
Tex did. That is not on the list. That is, let me see, if that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Zelda would be 16 on the list with a grand total of 102 million sales.
Not bad at all. Mitten says Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
So whether that be Elder Scrolls Online, Skyrim, Oblivion,
I think
Morrowind, whatever
I think
else.
it would all fall into the same Elder Scrolls category. I
Yeah.
would think.
Funnily enough, Elder Scrolls is quite low down, and
Wow,
the
okay.
entire lot altogether is a grand total of just under 59 million.
I'm actually quite surprised by that because, like, so many people have bought Skyrim on its own. Well, say for example,
Yeah.
I've had it on PS3, I've had it on PS4, I've had it on PC twice.
Yeah.
And so many other people have done exactly the same as well. That is actually rather surprising.
360, Xbox
Very
One, PS4, PC, 4 times.
Yeah. On your smart fridge as well. Why fucking not?
And your smart
So
speaker.
the ones you've guessed so far
Actually,
are
no, I
Mario,
think it's just
Tetris,
Alexa it's available on.
Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty,
Assassin's Creed's
and
got to be in there.
Final Fantasy. No, Assassin's Creed is number 13 on the list.
Wow.
114. So you've still got 1, 2. You've got 3
Need for
franchises
Speed?
left. No, that is not. Oh,
Good
that
guess.
is actually
Forza.
number 11. Need for
I
Speed
would
is
have said Need for Speed is higher than Forza.
it is indeed higher than Forza.
I
FIFA.
thought
Boom.
Well,
FIFA
Ah.
is indeed on the list at 200.
All right, if we're going down that category, then any of the 2K games like NBA or
No, I don't think they've done it. I don't think so.
no. FIFA alone itself would crux the rest of them.
See, it would have been back in the
even
day,
to
it
an
would have been
American
FIFA or
market?
PES. Yeah, even
Yeah,
to
to an
an
American
FIFA
market.
FIFA does
FIFA's
amazing
huge.
in the US.
really?
Yeah, it really does.
Mm.
FIFA's
For
huge.
some
They
reason,
even
they
have-
love football.
Talking about the 2K franchise, the top one is NBA 2K, topping 90 million sales.
90 or
Wow.
90?
90.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
So in terms of top
Fallout.
10, what's that?
Fallout.
Fallout is not in the top 10. It's
It's
not
niche.
even in the top 20.
yeah, Tex, I was going to say that, and I thought, no, I don't think so. I was
Oh,
going to say that, but I
Halo,
thought,
which
no.
was said earlier, that is 70 million sales across the whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See, there's two that I'm thinking of, but I think they're going to be far too low.
Go on.
I'm
Just of them.
thinking the Crash and Spyro games.
Crash Bandicoot is not in the top 10, but it is
Yeah.
actually in the top, I think, 30 at 50 million sales.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like one of the games we have spoken about already. It was number 1 on the biggest selling games of all time, which is why it's been categorized as a franchise in itself.
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Obviously, 200 million sales. We discussed that last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they consider that a franchise. I mean, I guess it can technically be a franchise now with Minecraft.
Yeah. I mean, technically, obviously, you've got like Minecraft,
Story
Minecraft
mode.
Dungeons, Minecraft Java, story mode. So,
Dungeons.
And it's
yeah, it is.
on
It
every
is its
single
own
platform.
franchise. Yeah. Okay.
Do you guys
Here's another one for you. Then here's another guess.
go on.
The Lego franchise.
Lego franchise is
Ah.
on the list, but it's not in the top 10. It's actually, I think, number 20 with 100 million sales. Now, I would get why you say that because holy shit, there are so many Lego games.
Yeah.
You got like the Batman
The-
franchise, Harry Potter franchise, Lord of the Rings franchise, Star Wars franchise,
Yeah, exactly.
the Marvel franchise.
Lego Worlds as well. Actually, Lego Worlds itself sold quite well.
It's a shame nothing really came with that because it was essentially
know.
meant to be their Minecraft, and
What-
it just
Exactly. And I played that for a bit. And I actually find it rather fun, to be fair.
The idea of a Lego sandbox game like that was great. They just didn't do anything with it.
exactly.
No, exactly.
But I don't think there were any updates so I just never bother buying it.
What sort of number are we looking at here on the list between 1 and 10?
Well, if you take out
What's
Mario
missing at the
Kart,
moment?
there's one more missing, which would technically be number 8 on this adjusted list, quote unquote.
Tony Hawk's.
That would have been too low.
Yeah, that's that. Let me see if that's.
I
even
don't know.
in the top.
Pro Skater 2
what
did fucking amazing. And
Yeah,
it's
but-
getting
yeah,
a remake.
You have to
Tony Hawk
remember.
now.
You have to remember the travesty that was 4, though.
No, that is.
And Underground
Underground.
Payback, all of that lot.
Eight
You've
was
got to
good. I
remember,
liked
like
eight.
after like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 was a massive fucking downfall for the entire series.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, not Tony Hawk's 4. I meant Tony Hawk's 5. Sorry.
Oh, Fallout, as mentioned earlier by Tex, has a grand total across all games of 38 million.
Okay.
I'm not seeing. Oh, here we go. Tony Hawk's grand total across all platforms, across all games, 30 million altogether.
Not bad though, to be fair. More than I
Yeah.
expected. Tell you what,
Skate.
here's a guess.
Same genre.
I'm gonna say Monster Hunter.
No,
No? Okay.
straight up, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
I've got a guess, but I don't know whether or not it would technically count as a franchise.
Monster Hunter has a grand total of 63 million sales. But go on, what's your guess, Daz?
Not too bad.
Disney.
Disney? No, that is not on the list at all.
Yeah.
Also,
I
no
thought
Kingdom
Disney-
Hearts then.
Yeah, I thought Disney games might fall into a.
I mean, I
But-
could give you a.
That's a very, very grey area.
I'll give you.
Purely because of their kind of purchasing of everything. So, like, say for example, you could consider Lego Star Wars as a Disney
As-
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
its
I
own
But
think
it's
franchise.
not a
very
Disney
well.
game, it's a
very
Lego game.
blanket.
So,
All right, I'm going to give you this clue. It will pretty much give it away. But let's say the first game came out. One. It would then be followed by 3 or 4 years of expansion pack, expansion pack, expansion pack, expansion pack. We've added
Final Fantasy 14. No, because that's not a
That was
franchise.
No, that's
No,
Final
no,
Fantasy.
This falls under Final Fantasy.
but
It's
with
not World of Warcraft.
every single game came about 15 to 20 DLC.
The Sims.
The Sims.
Sims.
Oh,
Of
okay.
Yeah, The Sims.
Senpai, you should have got that considering you play The Sims most of
I
everyone
know.
With an altogether sale matching Minecraft 200 million. And that is purely because every game had about 40 add-on packs to buy
Yeah.
to go with.
To be fair, The Sims is one of the most casual, enjoyable games you can pick up and play.
It is.
It's essentially Animal Crossing with humans.
It is. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean,
With more control,
to
but
be
less
fair,
area.
to be fair, The Sims is one of those games. If you don't feel like playing anything in particular, but you just want to occupy your memory, your mind, hop on there. You'll kill several hours easy.
Yeah, and it's I mean, it was always PC like since it very first came out, but it's now what, PlayStation?
Yeah.
Is it Xbox as well?
Yeah, they have
It
local.
is,
They
yeah.
put it on all this. Though I really wouldn't recommend buying it on a console. It plays very well. It's just very clunky. It demands a keyboard. and
Yeah,
mouse, it really does.
Exactly. Like, for example, like you play it on a console, you've got so many different shortcuts for different areas, like buying house parts, buying furniture, buying windows, buying walls, all that kind of stuff. You've got so many different shortcuts to try and remember that it's just impossible. Whereas obviously on a mouse and keyboard, you can just click, oh, I want to buy something. I want to go to walls.
The big thing for everyone
That's
with
it.
The Sims as well is customization. You have the entire modding community, and that's for what a lot of people what makes The Sims.
I mean, it's a huge franchise which has been going on for how long? It has existed.
97, 98, I want to say the first one came out.
On Wikipedia, it says February 4th, 2000.
Oh, well, there you go. That was slightly out.
So, yeah, you're talking 20 years of X amount of add-ons over the course of 4 games, you know, and they've done
it's
very
crazy.
well with their franchise. Very well. So yeah, that was essentially if you take out Super Mario and Super Mario Kart, you've got in order Mario being top, Tetris, Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, FIFA, The Sims, Minecraft, Final Fantasy. Did I just do my numbers wrong? Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh shit, yeah. So Senpai was right because I forgot I took the Wii out of the equation. So Need for Speed was indeed number 10.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay, excellent.
Senpai, you got number 10.
Right. Just a very, very odd flex here. And I mean, this is literally an odd flex because I've just opened the case. But
Flexing!
I've still got an original copy of The Sims.
Is it on a floppy disk?
No, it's on a CD. It's on a CD.
Wow.
However, what's really pissed me off, there is fuck all in there apart from the documentation disc. I've got the case, just not the disc. I don't know where it
You
is.
ain't got shit then!
Yeah.
That's
You've
really
got a
fucking
case.
pissed me off. I've also, hang on. I've also, for some reason, got a copy of The Sims 2 University down with the rest of my PC CD copies, but no Sims 2. So I've got an expansion, but no original copy.
Oh my god.
I've also got The Sims 3, but no expansions.
I
So
gotta tell you, these are
I
all
don't know.
flexes.
Yeah, but this is like an odd flex that doesn't really work in your
I did
favor,
say it
dude.
was a very, very odd flex.
Wow.
Although I think I showed this recently. Actually, I'm not
Your
even
dick?
flexing.
Dude, I don't want to see your dick again. I've seen
Oh,
that.
no,
too
I
many
do
times.
have it. I do have it. I found this over the course of the last couple months clearing out, but my original, which I must have completed about 30 times, my original Zelda Link's Awakening.
Oh,
Dude, I've still got that in my Game Boy.
I don't
My
have
Game Boy's upstairs and I've still got it.
but
I need a new Game Boy. I think I want a Game Boy. So okay, we've got
Here you go,
Alex
dude.
and I
I've
have-
got something you can play it on.
Alex and I have combined all of our N64 games, and we have now 2 N64s as well. And the collection is massive. I kind of want to do the same thing for the Game Boy. I know it's going to be expensive.
The N64 is still my favorite Nintendo console. I have such an attachment to that system. It's
I love
unbelievable.
my 64. I love
My N64 is actually modded. I actually paid a stupid amount of money to have HDMI mod input in it, and it basically makes the picture look absolutely gorgeous on a 1080p display, and it was worth every penny. It cost me, I'll be honest, about £300.
Wow.
But it was when I plugged it in and turned it on and saw just how beautifully crisp that image was. Mainly because the N64's original
4x3.
No, it widescreens it properly and doesn't stretch the
Really?
image. Doesn't stretch the image. And considering the video processor in the N64 was dreadful, you put it on if you put an N64 on HDTV, it looks hideous. But as soon as I saw it boot up and how beautifully clear it looked, every penny was worth it. And I still, my 64 is hooked up to the TV in the living room, and I still play it occasionally. There's nothing quite like actual N64 playing games on it. It's just amazing.
I still hate the controller.
I love
I disagree. I love the controller.
Like, hands down.
I have a request.
Oh, go on.
Can I buy one of those N64s off you? Because I unfortunately never owned one. I was not necessarily one of the poor unfortunate souls, but I was one of the people that went full on PlayStation. And I never actually owned a Nintendo home console until GameCube. And the only reason I had that was purely for not Pokemon Coliseum. What was it? Not Pokemon XD. There was a
Pokemon Channel.
Yeah, no.
Pokemon Snap.
No, Pokemon XD was the sequel. What was the other RPG game that they released on the GameCube?
Yeah, Coliseum.
Pokemon Stadium.
Coliseum?
No, if you're thinking GameCube, it was the Coliseum.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm thinking N64.
No, I swear it was something else with the Shadow Pokemon.
Yeah,
XD was the sequel
It was
with Lugia.
Coliseum. It was Coliseum had the Shadow Pokemon.
Okay, maybe
Pokemon
Coliseum. Yeah,
After Hours.
Pokemon Coliseum, to this day, is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon games. XD followed, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. But like Coliseum was amazing for me because it was the first time I ever got to experience Pokemon on an actual home console with decent graphics at
Yeah.
the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then XD followed, and it improved on that. So I absolutely love that game, but it still disappoints me to this day that I never had an N64 with actual Pokemon Colosseum and Colosseum 2
You think
and
Stadium?
Pokemon Snap. Stadium, yes, sorry, my bad.
It's one of my
Good luck.
dreams to one day own the old Pokemon Snap machines that were in Blockbuster videos.
The
wow.
photo processing machine.
Yes, I will one day.
The amount
I
of
will one
time,
day have that.
the amount of times I see people pop up saying they've managed to get hold of one is mad. They never say how much they paid for it. They never say blah 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 blah. But I see
I
where you're
imagine
coming
a couple
from.
thousand.
Yeah, I'd imagine that. Yeah, quite a few pennies.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I reckon they are an exceptional amount of money. But Tech, if you wanted an N64, I'm pretty sure you can get them pretty cheap on eBay.
Yeah, you can normally get them for like 30, 40 quid at the moment, but like I would rather buy one off a friend that is willing to sell and just give them the money than just buy one off a
I'll tell
random
you
on
what,
eBay.
I'm pretty sure I have a spare sitting in my box of systems. If it's in there, then I will hit you up and it's yours. I will send it down to you because my main N64 is obviously my modded one. That other one's never going to get used. It's just going to sit in the corner.
Friendship.
So I'll dig it out, and if I can find it, I'll grab it. I'll see if I can find the cables and a controller for you. And
Oh,
I'll
dude, that sounds amazing. I will quite happily at least pay the shipping at minimum, if not pay you extra.
I'm pretty sure I've got a duplicate cartridge lying around somewhere. I'll throw a game in for you.
Excellent. I appreciate
That's
that.
friendship right there, man.
It really is.
That's
Now,
friendship.
bearing in mind, dude, I've known Daz. Oh God, since 2009, 2010.
Must be 9.5 years now.
Yeah, I've known him like at least nearly 10 years, and not once has Daz ever done me wrong. Love him to bits. Really, really do.
If the camera was on, I'd be blushing.
It's okay.
camera is
We
on
can
me and
feel
I'm
the
not
blush. We can
fucking
feel the
crying.
heat coming through. It's fine.
No, honestly, dude, like you can see it on me right now. I'm nearly fucking crying because
I know, I
I
see
love
it.
all of my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I love all of my friends. See,
Oh,
I'm a nice person.
You're not.
Sometimes.
You're not.
That's because, Diz, you don't see it most of the time because you're an asshole.
Wow.
Whoa.
Getting strong.
Whoa. I don't have a retort. I'm just going to keep saying whoa until Senpai stops the stream. Whoa.
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 Don't know how much time we got left.
To be fair, we're already well over.
Yeah,
than
we're
what was
pretty-
originally
we're
planned.
pretty much at that time. But yeah, a quick plug for something that Senpai mentioned about. I mean, it's not really a
Animal
plug.
Crossing?
We're not getting paid for anything. But you were mentioning about wanting to collect Game Boy related stuff. There is a website, a UK guy who buys loads of old broken consoles and he fixes them up. He fits them with a backlight so you can actually like play the games properly.
Because I used to have
the
the
name of the
battery pack
website-
thing that's on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The name of the website is called GameBoyShack.co.uk. I follow him on Instagram. The amount of he literally does a new build per day and uploads it onto the website. The more extravagant the build, the more expensive it's going to be. But for instance,
yeah.
an original in the box Game Boy Advance, the original purple color as well, and he doesn't charge an exceptional price. It's 70 quid, which is pretty much what it was to release anyway.
Okay.
I have to be honest. If you're looking to pick up a Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the modding community for those systems is insane. The backlit screens rather they've created for those systems are unbelievable. If you're looking to pick up one of those systems, save up a little bit more money. It'll cost you maybe £100, but you'll get a Game Boy that's not only been properly reshelled and rebuttoned, cleaned, but has a gorgeous looking screen in it. It has proper backlight, proper DMG, no more blurriness. It's worth every penny. I want to pick one up at some point. It's just a case of they're expensive, but they're worth every penny.
On that.
Okay.
Like, if you've got an original console, would you be able to send that in and essentially have it cheaper because you're sending in your original
There
console?
are a lot of places that will do that. Yes.
Purely for the fact that
Shack website doesn't. What he does is you can buy the stuff to mod it yourself.
Okay.
But like Daz said, there are places that you can send it to.
If you want to do it yourself, you need very, very basic soldering skills and a few tools.
Oh, I've got that. See, the only reason I ask is because, like, I still upstairs somewhere in my loft or one of my rooms upstairs. I don't know exactly where at the moment because I need to fucking clear everything out. But I've still got an original yellow Game Boy Pocket that my dad modified himself because he was far too pissed off with buying batteries for me all the time because of how much I played it. So he literally plugged and connected a 12-volt plug and wired it into the Game Boy Pocket onto the battery socket so that I had to plug it in to be able to play it because he was just sick of buying batteries for it all the time. I want to remove that. It really is. It really is. But I want to remove that and do all the rest of it to it.
You could definitely find, if you wanted someone else to do that, I'm sure that there's places out there that would do that for you for a reasonable
I
fee.
could probably do it myself, to be
I
fair, in
would
all
keep
honesty,
it
but it's the bar.
There are loads of sites out there that you can get the bits. It's just a case of doing the research.
I'll have to have a look into that maybe once I can find it. Because I'm pretty sure it's still got a copy of my Pokemon Blue in there, which has probably had a CMOS battery die in it by now. So,
Oh, yeah, that's probably done for then.
which means I've probably lost my original Mew. That I went to
Aw.
Toys R Us as a kid to get.
Rest in
Tough
peace.
times. Tough times. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
done
peace,
stuff
Mew.
full of batteries and killed him.
I won't lie and say that my first Mew came from a
I
Game
think
Shop.
we actually have the original Game Boy to thank for rechargeable batteries.
Mhm.
In all honesty, more than likely, yes.
Yep. But right, okay, we are about to hit the hour and 40 mark. So, you know, if you guys want to wrap up there.
Can do.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Sweet. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us for this week's 0.5 episode of the Crusaders podcast. We were joined today by Techsnologic. You can find Tex at
Twitch.tv/Techsnologic. TECHSNOLOGIC.
we were also joined by InvisibleDizz. You can find him
Here,
At his London apartment.
because I'm locked in, literally.
Okay.
Such and such address. With a recently fixed lock.
yes, with a newly fixed lock we found out last week. We were also joined by LancelotArcher.
Last week.
Wait, I didn't even do
Nope,
the website. Twitch.tv
Too late.
/InvisibleDizz.
No plugs for you.
You fuck about. LancelotArcher.
Hey everyone. Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/LancelotArcher.
And we were also joined by the PSP Gamer.
Who you may be able to find at some point in the future. At
Do you have a Twitter?
twitch.tv. No,
Okay.
don't use Twitter. You may find me eventually on twitch.tv/thepspgamer as and when streaming resumes. Not sure when that will be.
I'm pretty
Wonderful.
sure whenever you do resume streaming, it's more than likely going to end up being grouped at least with one of us, and we will no doubt be giving you a shout out across both the community, Twitter, and whatever other social platform that we can give you a shout out to as well.
Yeah, if you're in
Indeed.
the Discord group, you'll see me floating around, and no doubt I'll announce as and when.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you very much for joining this week. It's been a lot of fun. We will see you in the next episode.